Hey guys, yeah, it's been a long time since I've uploaded a video on here, but tomorrow I'm going to be taking a 2-day trip, well 2-night trip to Bosnia. Yeah, really excited. I've only been to Greece in the Balkans before. I've always wanted to go to the Balkans more generally, that's more sort of former Yugoslavia countries. Yeah, it seemed like a lot of fun, quite cheap as well, for European standards. And well, you might be wondering why go to Bosnia in particular. Well, that is because I found a return flight from London to Bosnia for £30. So yeah, for that kind of value, you can't really beat that. My train to actually get from Tottenham Hale to Stansted and back again is actually more expensive than flying to Bosnia and back again. Train prices in the UK, man, they're a scam. Really excited to go to Bosnia. I'm going to be staying in Sarajevo. I'm only going for 2 nights. Kind of wish maybe I would have done a couple more nights, but this is more just sort of a mini sort of low budget trip, so I'm just trying to keep cost to a minimum, so 2 nights. And at least if I don't spend enough time there, I can always go back. If it's £30, it's pretty easy to go back. I can probably afford to go back. But yeah, what I'm going to be doing, so I'm going to be arriving tomorrow, Tuesday, at around 5 p.m. local time. So I'm really only going to get the evening, really. I'm probably just going to have dinner and just have a walk around just to suss the place out. Then Wednesday, I'm going to go and just do a bit of exploring around the city. And then in the afternoon, I've got a tour of the sort of war sites, like the Tunnel of Hope. I'm going to go up to, I think it's Trevovic Mountain, to have a view of the city. Thursday, well, my last day, my flight is back about 3 p.m. local time. So I'm just going to, again, have a little wander around in the morning, tick off anything that I haven't done yet, and then head home. Really excited to try the food. I love sort of, grilled meats, and obviously because Bosnia was colonized by the Ottomans, there's a lot of Turkish influence on the food as well. As you all know, Turkish food, very, very good. So I'm looking forward to it. Obviously the main dish is cevapi. That's the main thing I'm looking forward to try. Seeing how it differs maybe from a Turkish kebab, if there's any difference at all, or if it's just basically the same thing but with a different name. And other things, obviously just a lot of meat grilled on a skewer, really. That's kind of what my stereotype is, hoping to see maybe my stereotype gets broken and there are other foods there that I'm not aware of that are pretty good. But yeah, I'm just pretty open to explore, and yeah, just really looking forward to it. And let's go. Just made it to my hotel in Bosnia. Well, for continuity's sake, I actually arrived a few hours ago, but I'm filming it now. It's a 2-star hotel, pretty decent value. I think it was about €31 a night, so pretty good value for Europe. But yeah, let's have a look. It's not the biggest room in the world, so this probably won't take too long, but here we go. As you can see here, single bed, comfortable enough. Got a TV up on there, but I probably won't be watching that. I'll probably be on my laptop. Here is the wardrobe. I've got my trousers on there because it's just been raining and I'm drying them off. But in here, just a little wardrobe. I usually don't bother hanging stuff up because, I'm a lazy bastard, so. And yeah, here's just a table and a chair. I'm just using this basically just to store all my stuff. Got here some Kaimak flavoured crisps. Now, I've just actually come back from eating Kaimak, but I'll tell you all about what I've done today in a second. So, bang, lovely pants in there. I'm sure you wanted to see that. And here is the bathroom. Pretty simple, but it does the job. Got a toilet, sink, shower. What else do you need in the bathroom, really? And then we're up here. Again, my coat is drying off here because it's been raining, and you might be able to hear outside, I don't know. But there's a big open window here. Again, it was open when I got in the room, and I haven't really bothered to close it, but if it gets too cold, I might do. Because it's supposed to get quite a bit colder tomorrow. But yeah, I haven't had a shower yet. I'll test it out in the morning and let you know how it is. And yeah, that's it. Again, pretty small, but for 2 nights, it's more than adequate, and for the price I paid, I can't really complain at all. Really good location as well. Literally that side of the street. I'm on this street here. Next street over is the main central mosque and all that, the central area of Sarajevo, so couldn't have picked a better location as well. Right near the bridge where Franz Ferdinand got assassinated as well. So yeah, let's tell you about what I've done today. Right, so let's start from the beginning of the day. First of all, I got the train from my house to Stansted, which took about an hour and a half. It's pretty easy, straightforward. I've done it before. But once I got to Stansted, oh my word, probably had the worst airport security queue I've ever experienced. Absolutely horrific. I waited about 45 minutes in line, and as soon as it was my turn to go to free security, the baggage belt just stopped for 5 minutes. So I was just standing there for 5 minutes whilst the baggage belt wasn't even moving. So yeah, that was probably one of my worst ever experiences at airport security. Stansted is a bit of one of those airports that's not exactly the most organised and is usually quite understaffed. So unfortunate really, but once you get free security, Stansted is actually not a bad airport at all. Well, once I got through, I'll tell you what I did next. I went to Comptoir Lebanese, I got a mixed grill, and it was very dry. Tasted okay, but you could tell it was pre-cooked and it had been sitting on a hot plate or something. It was very dry. Again, it was still edible, but yeah, dry. Then after that, obviously I got on the plane. Pretty seamless experience. I was on the middle seat, but to be honest, 2 hours and 10-minute flight. As you know, it didn't go so seamlessly on the flight. I'll tell you the story of that in a second. But yeah, Ryanair being Ryanair, they basically gave me the middle seat unless I paid to sit in an aisle window seat. So that's kind of scummy, but that's what you expect when you fly Ryanair. They're not, they kind of min-max their travel. So I could have paid £8 to get an aisle window seat, but I'm committing to the £30 aspect of this trip, of the fact that my flight, everything included, cost £30. Again, £8, not much. I could have spent that, but I'm sticking to my guns. I'm sticking to this return flight being £30 and no more. Yeah, so flight was going very seamlessly. Just a standard Ryanair flight, really. Had my own hit. I've been watching Fallout, the new Fallout show on Amazon Prime. I watched the first 2 episodes. Seems pretty interesting so far. Probably going to watch a bit of that on the way back as well. So that's, again, some nice entertainment on Ryanair. When you fly on Ryanair, just download some shows from Netflix or Amazon or like a podcast from Spotify or your music playlist or whatever. Makes it go pretty easy. Again, I've just put my headphones on, watched Fallout. Again, flight just zoomed by. Then when we got to Sarajevo, the landing was horrific. There was a lot of wind, so the plane was rocking a lot. And then when we went to actually land, we had to do a go-around. My first ever go-around on a plane. Because apparently the pilot said that as soon as he tried to land, he got a lot of wind shear, which is basically when the wind just suddenly changes directions quickly, so it's too dangerous to land during that. So we had to do a go-around. Got it second time, luckily enough, but yeah, it was quite a bumpy landing. But as a Ryanair, usually Ryanair's landings aren't the smoothest, but you get what you pay for, and the plane touches down at the end of the day. So if it's a bit rough, that's what, it is what it is. Airport experience pretty seamless. I got through security at Sarajevo Airport in about under 10 minutes. Wasn't too bad. There was a little bit of a queue because a flight from Turkey had also arrived alongside us. So again, 5 to 10 minutes to get through. The border security agent though was a bit eggy. He kept shouting, "For God's sake," to people, Bože, which I think means like God in Slavic languages. So I assume when you're saying Bože to people, you're saying like, "Oh my God, just come on." So yeah, it was a bit stroppy, but again, got through. I had a pre-booked taxi, so I got a taxi from the airport to my hotel. It took about half an hour. I thought it would take about 25 minutes to half an hour, and that's pretty much how much it took. A little bit of traffic, but it was rush hour because it was about 5 o'clock, so that's to be expected. So I got to Sarajevo, checked into my hotel. The person who runs this hotel, really nice lady. She went through everything with me, sort of told me about where to go, what to do, and yeah, just generally really nice and just explained everything with me. And yeah, and then I got into my room, had a look around, and just as you saw in the room tour, pretty basic room, but for 2 nights and for €31 per night, really can't complain with the value. Again, it's a bed and a bathroom. That's all you really need. Obviously, it's nice to pay for a nice 5-star hotel if you can, but again, this trip, the main sort of theme of the trip is budget. So I'm just trying to do this as cheaply as possible. And again, this is probably the lowest you can get that I would accept. Like, I've done a hostel before, didn't really like it, wasn't for me. So this is sort of the next step up from a hostel, really like a pension or pension, I think it's called, a pension, or whatever. I've got bed and bathroom. That's all I need really, as long as it's private. Because the thing I didn't like about the hostel was it was a shared room like shared bunks, and yeah, people were just wriggling about talking and couldn't get any sleep at all. And anyway, I went to get some cash out. This is the cashier, Bosnian marks. This is 100. I got 150. So I spent about maybe 20 to 30 so far today. So yeah, when I got the cash out, I was worried I maybe got a bit too much, but no, I think 150. I think I should be able to get through it all in these next couple of days. Again, as soon as I got to my hotel, I had a look around. Just had a look around the main sites. It looks really nice, but tomorrow, obviously, going to do it a bit more in depth. I'm going to see if I can get on a free walking tour tomorrow. And then after that, I've got an actual tour I've booked in and it's guaranteed to go on. Again, I'll talk about that more tomorrow, but I have got a cool tour booked tomorrow. Went and got some Turkish coffee, or they call it Bosnian coffee, but it's basically just Turkish coffee, and some baklava. And to be honest, it's not really for me. Again, I quite like coffee, but I don't really like Turkish coffee, to be honest. I prefer just, you know, a cappuccino or something like that. I'm not really a big fan of Turkish coffee, unfortunately. I thought I'd give it a go again, but yeah, same as last time, didn't really like it. Baklava, not bad, but it's just not really my type of thing. It's a bit sweet and quite syrupy, and for me, I don't really like sweets and stuff like that, so it wasn't really for me. But yeah, then after that, went to, I can't remember, it's called Chivap, like something Nune, Chivap, because obviously Chivapi is what they're famous for. Chivapi is a food here in Bosnia, which is basically just like a kebab, sort of like kofta sort of thing. So, but I know the second part of it's Nune, so I'll put the name up anyway, and you'll see it. But yeah, went there, really nice food. Everything's about 15 marks, so about £6 for everything I got there, and I think that's pretty good value for the amount of food I got. I'm very full. Yeah, a lot of meat and dairy, so yeah, very filling. Even though it doesn't look like a load, it really does fill you up quite quickly because it's a lot of meat. Just quickly, I forgot to mention, when I had that Chivapi meal, it also has some sucike, I think it's called, which are like sausages. They're basically just sausages, but obviously they're not pork because Bosnia is a mostly Muslim country, which are also very nice. And with that, I said I would mention it, but I forgot to, with the Chris, had some kaymak, which is basically like a sort of cream cheese. And wow, yeah, that was really nice. Really good accompaniment to the meat. Again, meat and dairy is quite a lot. My stomach's probably going to feel that. But yeah, I think it's a really good, perfect accompaniment. And obviously it comes with some raw onions. Luckily they weren't too strong, the raw onions, because some of those raw onions can be very overpowering. But no, they're quite mild. So again, quite a nice accompaniment. But yeah, that kaymak, that was the real surprise package for me. That was really good. I'll probably be getting that with most of my meals here. And then I got some sort of natural yogurt drink. Again, it was nice, but it was a bit weird to have as a drink. It would have been nice as maybe a dessert, and maybe just had another drink alongside it. But yeah, it was nice, but wouldn't really get it again as a drink to accompany. I'll probably get that as like a dessert, as a palate cleanser. Yeah, anyway, and then after that, started pissing down with rain, of course, because I'm British. The rain has to follow me everywhere. Sarajevo, yesterday, 25 degrees. As soon as I come here, 10 degrees and it started raining. British, bringing the weather everywhere I go. And then I walk back to my hotel here in the rain, and yeah, I'm just going to spend the rest of the night here. Get up tomorrow and then just explore. Right, here are my beers of choice tonight. I've got a Lashko, which I believe is Slovakian. I think Slovensko means Slovakia, so I've got a Slovakian beer. And here, I believe this is a Croatian beer, because it's got the Croatian coat of arms on there, and Kolovachko, that seems so kind of Croatian. So anyway, let's give this a go. So a beer review of Lashko. It's a little bit wheaty, but overall not bad. I could happily drink that. Again, a bit wheater than I would like normally, but not too much. Quite nice. Okay, let's have a little taste test of the Karlovačka now. Here we go. Definitely a lot smoother, but not much taste to it. Yeah, there are two very different beers actually. I'll say the Karlovačka is probably easier to drink, but overall I think the Lashko probably has better taste. Right, so good morning on day 2 here in Sarajevo. So I woke up this morning and saw that it is somehow raining and snowing at the same time. That's pretty impressive. But I've looked on the weather forecast, and basically today, my only full day here, it's pretty much the only day this week where it's going to be raining really hard. So yeah, just my luck. But Luckily, the person at the hotel gave me an umbrella, so, you know, as the Danish say, there's no bad weather, only bad clothing. So, yeah, just gotta go out my umbrella and endure it for today. Yeah, I'm gonna go get some breakfast in a minute. There's apparently a free walking tour. It says on the map that it's 11:30, but the person at my hotel said they might have changed it to 10, so I'm just gonna go down there and see when that is. If it's 10, I'll go and do it straight away. If it's 11:30, I'll explore for a bit, then come back to it. And then, yeah, I've got a war sites tour later on. I'm going to do that. And probably just have dinner and then come back here. Yeah, I told you about the shower yesterday. And to be honest, it wasn't too bad. It took me a while to figure out how to get it hot. Once it was on, the spout, or the bit where the water comes out, is a bit weird, where it all comes out like weird angles and stuff. But did the job alright. The only complaint I have is I only got like these really small like hand towels here to dry myself. So yeah, I would have liked a full-size towel, but again, minor complaint. If I did come back here again, I probably would bring a towel or go out and buy one. Okay guys, so day 2 in Bosnia. So this morning I started off at a traditional restaurant. So it's kind of like cafeteria style, where they have the dishes laid out for you, like in containers, and then you just pick out what you want and then they'll dish it out for you. I ended up getting like a beef patty, kind of like a burger, but Bosnian style burger, and some cabbage rolls. I got 2 different ones, and then 2 of each of those different ones, and some rice, and also came with some bread. And yeah, it was pretty nice. I'm not exactly going to win any Michelin stars anytime soon, but it was a pretty nice breakfast, pretty filling. And then after that, I went and did a free walking tour. Had a really good guide. He sort of just walked around the old town for a couple of hours and just explained to us what everything was. So it's nice when you look around, obviously. When you look at a nice building, it's like, yeah, cool. But when you actually know what each building is being used for, or the kind of the history of the place generally, that's always pretty good. So yeah, I got a little sort of explainer of Sarajevo, the whole land here is pretty multicultural. Lots of religions all in one place, and generally speaking, tolerating each other pretty well. Sort of getting along reasonably well. Muslims, Christians and Jews sort of all coexisting peacefully. Obviously, you know, there was the war where, you know, things happened. But before that, pretty, you know, peaceful coexistence for a lot of time. And yeah, after that tour, I went and had lunch. I got some borek. One with meat and one with cheese. The one with meat was pretty good. The one with cheese, pretty mild in my opinion. Not really much flavour, but still not bad. The meat one was a lot better though, and that was pretty nice. And it was really cheap too. It was only 8 marks. So I got 2 portions, one of the meat, one of the cheese, and a drink for 8 marks. So very good value. And yeah, after that, I went and did a war tour. So we were picked up by a guy who actually fought in the Bosnian War. He's a veteran of the war. And he sort of showed us, like, drove us around, showed us a few places that were significant in the war. And it was really interesting, quite harrowing as well. You know, lots of the things that happened in the Bosnian War were pretty brutal. Not exactly, yeah, uplifting. But I think it's very important to see these things and, you know what happened. I'll probably say, you know, apart from Auschwitz, this is probably the second most harrowing sort of thing I've seen. Obviously, when you come to Bosnia, you want to know that side as well. Obviously, it's very beautiful and very nice, but, you know, there's an ugly side there during the 90s, and you need to learn about it. You're obviously not going to delve into the politics of it. You know, that's not what I'm here for. But yeah, very interesting and also very, not very nice at the same time. But it's good to hear about it. And the guy who, yeah, again, who tried to was a veteran, so he was an expert and he explained a lot of things. And after that, I went to a local brewery here called Sarajevo. I've not seen them in the supermarkets for some reason, but they have a brewery here. I had tried the dark beer in there. Very, very nice. If the Austro-Hungarians did one thing for Bosnia, it's give them good beer. It was on par, in my opinion, with some of the beers I've had in Austria and Germany. Very nice. Then after that, I went and got some Klepe. I tried the standard Sarajevo beer. Also very nice. I think the dark beer was a bit better. But the standard one was also very nice, very easily drinkable. And yeah, the Klepe, very nice. A little bit under-seasoned, but overall, very nice. And yeah, that pretty much concludes my full day here. And as soon as I got here, as soon as I looked around,
I very much regretted not spending more time here. But the good thing is, as I've said, very cheap to get here, £30 flight, or £30 return. So both flights for £30. So yeah, definitely I would come back, 100% I would come back. Obviously I wanted to see the other parts of Bosnia, like Mostar and some other places. But overall, yeah, really enjoyed my stay here in Bosnia so far. I've still got tomorrow morning to have a little look around. But overall, yeah, really enjoyed it. Very much a hidden gem, in my opinion. I think, if you're on the fence about coming to Bosnia, I would say just come. You won't regret it. Really good country. Really enjoyed my time here. I'll come back to you tomorrow. Again, I'm not planning on doing too much tomorrow. I'm probably just going to have a look around, kill some time before I have to get my flight back.
Alright guys, I've made it up to the Yellow Fortress. Bit of a trek to get up here. As you can see, I'm here. I'm absolutely knackered. But check out this view behind me. It's definitely worth coming up here, even if I feel like death right now. But yeah, I'm gonna take it all in and either get the Trebovic cable car or just walk down the river. I'll see how I feel like. So you might have seen yesterday, I went to Trebovic and it actually snowed yesterday morning. Well, it's all clear down here, but as you can see on top of the mountain, it's still covered in snow up there. Walked half an hour to get here just to see this. Now I've got to walk half an hour back. Yeah, I've got to kill some time before my flight. Right guys, so I am back in the UK now. I'm actually filming this 2 days after I came back because the day I came back I was so exhausted. I went to bed at like 9:30. I usually go to bed at like midnight or something, so yeah, I was really tired. And yesterday as well, I was just still really tired. So yeah, this is 2 days after I've come back. And yeah, so what did I do? Just got to remember, jog memory now because it's been 2 days. But yeah, in the morning I went to the Yellow Fortress. I walked up a hill. Yeah, it was quite exhausting, but up a hill, what do you expect? But in the end, it was worth it, even though I was out of breath. And got some really nice views of the city. It saves money having to get the cable car up to the top of Trebovic, which I was debating on whether to do that or not. I didn't do that in the end. But maybe if I go back, I'll do that because I did actually go up to Trebovic on the war tour, but I only saw the abandoned bobsleigh track. I didn't really look down the mountain because it was really foggy because it was snowing that day. So I can actually see down the mountain. But if I go back to Sarajevo, I probably would do that cable car. And if it was a clear day, hopefully if I do go back, weather will be a bit better. Did that, then walked back into town, went and got a different Trivapi just to compare. And it was alright, not as good as the first one I had on my first day, but still pretty good. Not too bad, again, really affordable. I think it was 13 marks, so yeah, pretty affordable and quite a hearty breakfast. I had that, then after that I walked about 30 minutes to the Icar Can of Beef Monument. Again, there's nothing breathtaking or whatever, but it was just something to sort of walk to and an excuse to walk down like the river. Well, it's like a halfway point of the city pretty much, and I was staying on the far eastern side. So yeah, like I said, I had some time to kill before my flight, so I thought why not just walk all the way down there and back. But in total that took just over an hour to walk there and then back again. But yeah, it was a pretty nice walk down the river. It was quite interesting to see sort of how the city changed the further I walked down. Definitely sort of got more and more modern the more I walked down, and the roads got wider and wider. Yeah, then after that I just walked back to my hotel, wait to get picked up basically, and then just headed to the airport. Sarajevo airport, yeah, a bit busier in security than I was expecting. There was about 5 flights in the space of a couple of hours, and usually there's like 1 or 2 flights an hour, so it wasn't too bad. I think I got through in about half an hour, so it wasn't too bad. The airport itself, bit of a bus station. There's only 8 gates in the airport, so not really much in the airport, but I was only there for about an hour anyway, so yeah, I got the flight home, no problems really. Overall, was it worth it to fly to Bosnia and back for £30? Absolutely, 100%. I recommend anyone to go, in my opinion. Probably one of the most, if not the most underrated country in Europe to go to and to travel. I mean, I went off season, I don't know how it is sort of in the summer, but there was still definitely a few tourists, but not like over flooded with tourists. Because obviously you don't want to go somewhere just absolutely dead, but it was vibrant, but not absolutely overcrowded. People there are really nice, didn't really pest you. There are some places you go to which are more touristy, and the people there will just try and pest you to buy things or whatever. None of that whatsoever. So that's what I really enjoy. That's, for me, the one thing that really takes away from a place is when, you know, it's really touristy and people trying to pest you to buy things and whatever and try and scam you, but none of that at all in Bosnia. So it was really good, really genuine, honest, good people in Sarajevo. And yeah, when I go back, absolutely, I think at one point in time I want to do like a big Balkans trip, sort of just either a road trip it or public transport or trains or whatever. Just, you know, start in Istanbul and work my way through the Balkans. Hope to do that one day, and I'll try and make sure to stop in Bosnia again if I ever do that. But yeah, anyway, that's been my trip. Hope you enjoyed, and a takeaway, should you go to Bosnia, absolutely.